What up, bros, and welcome to the All Bros podcast. I am Jonathan.
Nah, I'm Caleb.
And we are a couple of aspiring filmmakers that love to watch and critique movies, but also enjoy a bit of the nerd life. This week on the podcast, we'll be talking about some Funko Focus. Caleb and I will be talking about the exact same Funko Pop because only one really interested us this week.
Dude, words are super difficult for us today.
Just today, it's me every day. You should see me at work. It's bad. Then after that, we'll be going over 2 new releases for 4K Spotlight. Got some good shit coming out on 4K. So stoked for these movies. And then we got some Through the Wall news. We'll be talking about some Marvel stuff, as well as Caleb has a news item that I have no idea, or I know jack shit about.
It's honestly, it's kind of lame, but I didn't know which segment to put it in, because it kind of qualifies as Funko Focus, but also kind of not, and so I'm putting it in my Through the Wall, because it's just, I don't know.
I'm still super excited because it's a surprise. I get to be surprised, guys. And then after all those fun things, we'll be moving over to our All Bros headliner of the evening, which will be our All Bros breakdown of the Oscar-winning film Nomad. So, yeah.
What category did this win?
So it won Best Picture and Best Actress.
Ooh, we are going to have some thoughts.
Shit. So look forward to this breakdown coming up on this episode of the All Bros, but let's not get ahead of ourselves. Caleb, what do you say we get started?
Say let's do it.
Every day, we're surrounded by media. Books, movies, art, music, games, apps, podcasts, etc., etc. With this constant bombardment, it's easy to miss great media gems in the chaos. But fret not, you've come to the right place, my friend. I'm Jason, and I love media. I invite you to check out the Mixed Media Forest podcast, the podcast where I trudge through the forests of media to find hidden gems for you, the listener. Every episode of Mixed Media Forest is chock full of fun, reviews, nostalgia, positivity, news, rants, stories, and recommendations about all things media. Again, that's the Mixed Media Forest podcast, created on Anchor Podcasting app and available everywhere fine podcasts can be found. Give it a listen. It's what all the cool kids are doing.
All right, so first up with Funko Focus. The only thing with Funko Focus, we got a new Star Wars pop coming out. And it is going to be going to chalicecollectibles.com. It's available for pre-order right now if you guys want to jump up on this. And it is the exclusive Darth Maul. Very, very cool.
This figure is badass. Like most I think all Star Wars figures, it's on a stand that says Star Wars, but this is Darth Maul with a red lightsaber in one hand and the dark saber in the other one. It is so freaking cool.
Okay, so it does look like it's the double-bladed lightsaber, right?
That's what I was going to ask you, because I can only see the front part of the red blade.
I want to say it is, because the handle is the exact same as the double-bladed. Because the way that the handle is, that is not just a regular single blade. It wouldn't make sense.
That's what I was thinking too, but it's just like it's caught behind his arm, so it's really hard to tell whether it's going to be the double-bladed. I really hope it is.
I hope so too, because I mean I know in the Clone Wars Darth Maul didn't. I don't think Darth Maul ever used the double-bladed, but I don't know. I feel that's what makes
in the Clone Wars.
Yeah, or
No, he always used the... Well, there were some times he didn't actively have the double bladed lightsaber.
oh, okay.
I think there was like 1 or 2 fights where he didn't, but most of the fights in Clone Wars he had the double.
Oh, okay. I mean, the only things I've seen from the Clone Wars with Darth Maul are just him with a single red lightsaber. So I was like, oh, okay, I guess that's all he uses. But okay, that's good to know that he does use the double bladed for the most part.
Yeah. Have you watched the season 7 on Disney Plus yet?
No, because I haven't even watched season 1, dude.
You haven't watched Clone Wars?
I've only seen the movie.
So if you want to get into, like, I was just in a Star Wars mood.
Yeah.
For some reason, I don't know why. I'm not, like, if you've listened to any other episode, you know I'm not the biggest Star Wars fan. But I just got in the mood to watch some Star Wars. And I just was like, okay, I heard this show is pretty good. Add some depth to the movies. I'll give it a shot. It was a slow start, but it got to the point where I'm like, okay, I'm invested.
Did you watch the movie before you watched the show?
I did not watch the movie.
Okay. No, I'm just wondering because I've heard that. I mean, it's supposed to be a prelude into the show, so.
Yeah, I need to watch the movie. But yeah, I watched the entirety of the show. Season 7, I think season 7 came out sometime while I was watching the show. And season 7's incredible. It is incredible.
I want to say, didn't season 7 come out in 2019?
I want to say yes.
Yeah.
But yeah, I didn't... Okay, so maybe it came out like right before I started watching Clone Wars. Because I didn't start watching Clone Wars until March of 2020.
Okay, so you started watching Clone Wars before. Wait, no, I'm sorry. So you started watching Clone Wars after The Rise of Skywalker had already come out.
Yes.
Okay. Got it.
We had just seen Rise of Skywalker. And I think that was what did it for me. I was just kind of in a Star Wars-y mood.
Even though Caleb did not
I
like
think
The Rise of Skywalker.
It was like Rise of Skywalker, and then, well, no, because we went and saw that in like...
It was December.
Yeah, we saw that in December of 2019, didn't we?
Yep.
Yeah,
Midnight
and
show,
so our...
bitch.
Yeah, so that's right. That is absolutely correct. So I don't know why I was in a Star Wars mood. I think I was just going through Disney Plus, wanted something to watch. I had just Mandalorian.
Oh, okay.
Mandalorian had just started. I was super digging Mandalorian. And then it might have been right before season 2 was about to begin. So I was just like, okay, I'm in a Star Wars mood. I want to watch Clone Wars. I was putting Iris to bed because she was only like a month old, and I'm like, whatever. Let's start Clone Wars. It's nice and colorful for the children's.
The children's?
Yeah, and yeah, so I started watching Clone Wars, and it's fantastic. There's definitely filler episodes. There's the slow parts. There's all of that shit, but ultimately, it's a pretty killer story. I do want to go back and watch it in chronological order.
Okay, that's fair.
Because if you watch it, or not is it chronological?
Yeah, it's chronological.
Yeah, I want to watch it in not the order that it was released, because that was confusing as shit to me. And I'm just like, okay, what the hell? Like, there's shit going on that I just don't get. So I found a big Star Wars fan went through and found like all the episodes in order, and I want to watch all of them.
That's freaking dedication. Whoever did that, kudos to you.
Yeah, no joke. So I want to do that. just because there were some scenes that I just like either forgot, didn't really give two shits about, and I think watching it in that order would make more sense for me.
That's fair.
And my stupid boy brain.
Okay.
Anyway, getting back to this figure. This is so badass. I love Darth Maul's look with the freaking Darksaber. It is so cool.
So cool. You know, I want to.
Have you heard?
Sorry, go.
Sorry. You go.
Oh no, I was gonna say I can't remember why. I read it somewhere that there's a reason why they all have to be on that Star Wars base. I think it's like something with Lucasfilm that if that was like their one exception that if you make Funko Pops of Star Wars, it actually has to say Star Wars.
I mean, that's fair. Everyone seems to have their shtick. Star Wars, they have to be on stands. Marvel, they have to be bobbleheads.
It's still so dumb, but whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, this such a badass figure. Such a badass figure.
What were you gonna say?
No. So, have you heard what they do for the sound effects of the Darksaber?
No.
So they have a different set of sound effects. Like the Darksaber doesn't sound like a typical lightsaber.
What does it sound like?
So it's the lightsaber's sounds played in reverse.
Oh shit, that's a mind F right there. Okay.
Yeah, right? So like when they ignite the Darksaber, the Darksaber ignition sounds like the lightsaber ignition sounds if you play it in reverse.
That is super cool.
And then same thing with everything else. I think it's all opposite, and it just sounds like heavier. It sounds like it has a different tone to it if you've seen anything with it.
Damn, that's awesome.
Yeah, it is so cool. I love sitting there like learning about the different audio techniques that they use for Star Wars.
Yeah, that's really freaking cool.
Yeah. Anyway, like we said, Chalice Collectibles. If you guys want it, it's for pre-order. I don't have very many Star Wars figures, but this one tempted me.
Let's see if he gets it, folks. Find out in the next couple months.
I think I'm going to like try to restrain myself.
I was gonna say he's $20, so is he worth it?
He's 20? Yeah, okay. Yeah, that ruined it for me.
So if you guys want to pay
cheap ass.
If you guys want to pay $20 for a Darth Maul pop, he's available right now, still in stock, as of recording this video on May 6th at 7:17 Mountain Standard Time. We gotta hit it right on the dot, man. Anyway, do you have anything else you want to say about Darth Maul or anything with... Well, I mean, with any of these... Oh my goodness gracious, Jonathan.
The answer is no.
Okay. Good. Okay. Now, moving on to 4K Spotlight. We got two big movies coming to 4K. They're not new movies, but they are big movies to me. First up, we have Shrek coming to 4K and 4K Steelbook. And I'm really glad that I pre-ordered the Steelbook because it's been sold out for months.
Shit, man.
Yeah, I'm so happy.
Is it a good Steelbook?
I mean, it's like really simple. I'll send you a picture after. But But like honestly, it's just like Shrek.
Well, I have to post a picture too. So
That's true. That is true. But it's literally like Shrek looking up into the sky, and then Donkey's like on his back. Like now that I'm looking at it, it kind of does look plain. Actually, does it? Do they show the inside? The back is cool. It has the "Beware Ogre" sign.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah. And then the inside art is Shrek, Fiona, and Donkey. I guess when they're just like walking in a meadow by a abandoned windmill. So
nice.
So yeah, I mean, I'm assuming everyone has seen Shrek. If you haven't seen Shrek, I'm sorry to say there's something wrong with you. It's okay if you haven't seen Shrek the Third though. Shrek the Third is okay not to see, but you got you got to see Shrek 2. You got to see Shrek. You got to see Shrek 2, and then as much as people hate it, I feel you got to see Shrek Forever After. But that's just because I really like Shrek Forever After. As much as everyone gives me shit for it. Anywho,
everyone meaning me.
Dude, no, it's not just you. It's you, my buddy JC. I don't think Sammy ever has, but her favorite Shrek movie is Shrek the Third. So.
Oh, so she's not much better.
Damn. Sammy, we still love you.
Just not your choices in movies.
Then,
I mean, Surf's Up was good. Oh, well, was Surf's Up her idea?
Yes.
Okay. I mean, Surf's Up. We'll give you Surf's Up.
Okay. And then next up for 4K releases, you know what, dude? I might be double dipping on this next one because the regular cover of this movie is way too damn cool, and the steelbook is awesome. Saw, the original Saw movie, is coming to 4K, and the regular 4K is literally like a painting of Billy the Puppet, but it looks so freaking cool. Like, okay, Caleb, I gotta unplug my phone to show you this because this is just too damn cool. Like, look at that shit.
Oh my gosh, that's so cool.
Right? So that's the regular. That's just the regular 4K, and then the steelbook, which of course I already pre-ordered. Big shocker here. Shit, I might actually be like,
dude, if it does not look like a tape that says "Play Me," I'm gonna be very disappointed.
Okay, you're gonna be disappointed. That is the steelbook. Man,
that's okay.
I mean, it looks like it's a TV. So at least there's that.
Yeah. Okay.
Which one?
I'll give you that one.
Which one are you liking better?
The first one.
Yeah, I am too. So shit, I might be double dipping on Saw. Damn it. The sickness is real, guys.
Dude, isn't that just the worst?
It is. Caleb, never get into Blu-ray collecting. It's the worst thing ever. Actually, no, it's the best thing ever, but it just sucks at the same time. Anyway, so both Shrek and Saw, those 4K steelbooks are exclusive to Best Buy. As far as I know, the Saw steelbook is still available, but from my knowledge, the Shrek steelbook is still sold out. That might change on release day. We will see. And then also, sorry, one more thing. It looks like the Fast and the Furious is also getting a 20th anniversary 4K release. I don't care about the Fast and the Furious movies, so I could really give two shits. So
yeah.
Sorry, guys. If you like the Fast and Furious movies, awesome. Not
that awesome though.
Yeah. Sorry, guys. Anywho, before we infuriate any Fast and Furious fans, let's move on. Let's move on to Through the Wall. This past, oh my gosh, when did it come out? Was it Monday?
Pretty sure it was Monday.
Yeah. Marvel delivered us a wonderful treat, and they did this awesome video of, I think, it was Stanley's voiceover, like explaining like what makes movies so special. And they showcased literally all of the Marvel movies coming to the big screen in the next 2 years?
Yep.
And just so beautiful. We got Black Widow. We got our first glimpse at Eternals, and so good. We got. I don't think they really showed anything new with Shang-Chi, did they? Or Shang-Chi?
Not really. I think they showed just like an extra action sequence.
Okay.
But that was really it.
And then I think that was it for like actual like footage that we got. We only got footage of Black Widow, the Eternals, and Shang-Chi. But they showcased literally all of the actual titles for these Marvel movies coming out. So Black Panther 2 is now Black Panther Wakanda Forever. That's what it's called, right?
It's freaking beautiful.
It is so good. Captain Marvel 2 now will be called the Marvel. Is it Marvels or Marvels?
The Marvels.
The Marvels, okay. Sorry.
Yeah, so that one's going to be freaking wild, because that's going to, as far as I'm aware, that's going to be the first movie to incorporate the show, or one of the shows.
Yeah, that's gonna be super trippy. But
is that? Does that come out before or after Spider-Man?
No, Spider-Man comes first.
Okay, so my mistake then, because Spider-Man is technically going to be one that incorporates WandaVision. So from what I understand as of right now, I could be absolutely wrong, so don't quote me on it.
I'm quoting you.
But the Marvels is going to bring in Photon, who was what's her name? Monica Rambeau from WandaVision.
Oh shit.
Yeah, so it's going to be like 3 for the price of 1. So we have Captain Marvel, Photon, and Ms. Marvel.
Oh shit, that's going to be so good.
That is going to be so badass. Which, speaking of Ms. Marvel, we got her freaking... Or did we talk about her suit?
No, we didn't.
Yeah, her suit got revealed, and it looks... perfection. Absolute perfection.
You know, I thought that when they did the Marvel's Avengers game, that I thought that was like the perfect like comics to like actual like technically, I feel like screen adaptation. I think this one just topped it for me.
Easily.
It looks
absolutely
so
easily.
Good. So good.
Yeah. It's chef's kiss.
Yeah. You got to do it, man. Come on.
No, I was going to do it, but I think I waited too long.
Well, I'm still doing it.
But oh my gosh, it looked so good. So yeah, we got Captain Marvel 2, which is being called the Marvels. Then what else?
We already knew the title for this one. Doctor Strange, Multiverse of Madness.
Yep.
Was that it? I mean, they showed the logo again for the Fantastic Four.
Yeah, we got Spider-Man Far From Home.
It's No Way Home.
Or No Way Home. Freaking duh. What else? I feel like there was another one.
I'm going to look it up.
Oh, Thor Love and Thunder.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, which we already knew the title of.
Yep.
Yeah, so we got all of those, and then at the very end, they gave us a Fantastic Four tease. Which, does that mean we're going to get Fantastic Four in the next couple of years?
I hope so. I mean...
Me too.
Pretty please?
Yeah. I mean, worst case scenario, we're getting Fantastic Four in Phase 4.
Can you imagine?
Could you imagine if they tied up Phase 4?
That would be super cool. Okay, what if it was this? We get Fantastic Four in Phase 4 in 2024. I know that's a long ways away, but that would just be like perfect.
That might be a little too far out for me.
Fair enough.
I want the Fantastic Four like here now, and that would make me wait too long.
I'm just wondering if that's like too much of a stretch, considering that, because they also did announce Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, and that's not coming out till 2023.
Oh. Well, we did say the next couple years, so 2023 is going to end the next couple years.
Yeah, okay, true.
So maybe that's when we're going to get... Well, how far out is Volume 3?
So Volume 3 is supposed to come out May 23rd, 2023.
Okay. So my guess is we're going to get Fantastic Four at the end of 2023.
Okay. Can't they just release it on the 1st of 2024 just to like make it that sweet Fantastic Four comes out at the end of Phase 4 in 2024. Come on, please. I know it's so long away, but that would just make me so happy.
No, they're going to wait till they're going to release it April 4th, 2024.
You know what? That'd be worth the wait. I'm not going to lie.
I am honestly just excited for the eventual cast release when they start casting for that,
though.
The pre-production. I'm going to be beyond excited for that shit.
Don't let us down, Marvel. We know you can nail this casting.
Yeah. We've already given you the freaking shoe-in for Mr. Fantastic. And if you don't use John Krasinski, wasted opportunities.
Yes, very much so. But no, this trailer that they put together, or whatever you want to call it, really showcases why going to the movies is so special, and just when we're able to all finally do it again, it's going to be incredible. It's going to be honestly a welcome back home type of thing. I told Caleb I started tearing up like hardcore. I want to say he did too.
I absolutely did. I am not afraid to admit that I did. It was perfection. It was really absolute perfection. It hit all of the emotional notes that you'd want, that you expect for, like, it just goes to show how much Marvel means to us.
Yep. It really does.
That we would get emotional over this stuff. Like, I mean, come on. Like, it's just so good. Being a Marvel fan is awesome right now.
People get emotional over Star Wars. We get emotional over this stuff.
Yeah, I'm not saying like or putting anyone else's.
Oh, I know.
They're down, but being a Marvel fan right now, there's just something special to it.
There really is. Oh, love it.
Yeah, just right now. Like, obviously, I think every fandom is going to have their emotional moments. Like, I love DC as well, but it's just I can't get behind, like, emotionally behind DC. It's just because I don't know what they're doing. Marvel has like a clear path of what everything that they're doing, everything that they're striving for, and it's so you can invest in things with Marvel. Like with honestly, the only thing that I feel like I can invest in right now is Ezra Miller's Flash.
Yeah. No, true.
And maybe Wonder Woman.
I mean, I don't even know if we're getting a third one though.
Yeah. That's it. Like another thing. Like I don't know about like.
I mean, there's Jason Momoa's
It'd be really hard
Aquaman.
to pull off Superman.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'll give you Aquaman. And Shazam.
Oh, yeah,
but it's just like Shazam. It's just been so long.
That's true. I'm pretty sure Joaquin Phoenix's Joker was just a one-off.
Yeah. But yeah, it's hard to get emotionally invested in those movies like I can with Marvel. Because with Marvel, other than like a couple recastings here and there, everyone's been consistent. The characters have remained consistent, and you fall in love with them.
Mm-hmm. Damn straight.
And it's hard to do that with DC right now. I can absolutely see how you can do that with Star Wars. Just like I said, I'm not the biggest Star Wars fan, but I understand like the emotional hits that you can have. Like the spoiler alert for Mandalorian Season 2. The Luke Skywalker reveal was freaking incredible. And I could absolutely see how an emotionally invested fan would react to that.
You bitch. Thanks for spoiling it.
Dude, whatever. How did you not know that already?
No, I did. I just still haven't finished Season 2.
Bitch, man.
I'm sorry. Don't get me wrong, I like The Mandalorian, but I feel I don't love it as like a lot of people do. Like, it's good, but it's...
You need to watch Season 2.
Okay.
You need to watch Clone Wars. Because I feel like there's some shit you're missing in... or not Clone Wars. I think there's shit you're missing in Rebels. Or from Rebels. And Rebels is a good show, too. Slow start, again. Like, really slow start. And you have to kind of get over this not super great animation.
Yeah.
But the stories that they're able to tell once you get past all of the weird shit... Amazing stories. Amazing stories.
Okay. All right. I'm taking your word for it.
Anyway.
So should I start with Rebels or Clone Wars then? Probably Rebels?
You could go either way.
Okay.
Clone Wars, obviously you know when Clone Wars takes place. It's between...
It's between episodes 7 and 8, right?
What? No.
I'm totally kidding. I just love how it took you a minute. You're just like, no, that's not right.
No, you know when it takes place. It's between episode 2 and 3. Rebels, actually, I think that takes place between episodes 3 and 4.
It's where everything takes place before A New Hope. What up with this? Because Rogue One did as well.
I'm pretty sure that's the case because they have Leia in Rebels.
Oh shit! Okay.
Yeah, and it's I'm pretty sure that's the case. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I know for a fact Leia's in it. But I'm pretty sure it's between 3 and 4. And then Mandalorian takes place after episode 6.
Okay. Huh. Okay.
Yeah. So the timelines are a little like funky, but
yeah, a little bit.
Just like minor, but yeah, if you go into understanding that, then I think you can have a really good feeling for everything. And I think there's some things with Ahsoka. Well, you know who Ahsoka is, so I think you'd be fine with Rebels. Yeah, if you want to just do Rebels, because Rebels is only 4 seasons.
Okay.
I think Rebels is a decent place to start, and I think that would warm you up to Clone Wars.
Okay, alright. Then I shall start with Rebels then.
Yeah. Anyway.
Alright, let's
what were we talking about?
the Marvel trailer thing.
Oh, the Phase 4 trailer?
Yeah.
Super good.
Yes.
Super freaking good. Okay, out of the, let's say the new titles that we got. Well, we only got a couple new titles, didn't we? Yeah. Okay, out of what was announced, what are you most excited for?
I mean, number one, shocker, Fantastic Four.
Yeah, me too.
But when it comes to like title wise, I would say just because it's so perfectly titled, probably Black Panther, Wakanda Forever. That's just too perfect.
Yeah. My number 2 would actually be the Marvels,
That's fair.
but Wakanda Forever is a really solid third place for me. It's up there.
I'd probably put don't kill me, but I'm probably gonna put Doctor Strange at number 3. Or no,
I
yeah, number
absolutely
3.
understand that. I absolutely understand that. Let's see, number 4. I probably have to put Spider-Man: No Way Home.
I probably have to agree with you with that one, because Far From Home was so good. Like, honestly, as much as everyone calls Peter Parker Spider Boy in the MCU, which I get, because he's having to rely on Tony Stark's tech so much, and I do hope that now that unfortunately Tony has passed away, that he can start actually handling his own tech on his own and actually be the Peter Parker that we love in the comics. But taking that out, I think Marvel, the MCU, has done a great job with Tom Holland's Spider-Man so far.
I absolutely agree. I think they're killing it with Tom Holland. But like you said, I want him to be more independent. I don't want him to rely on the Avengers like he has.
Yeah.
So, yeah, absolutely agree. And then my number 5, I'd probably put Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, because that movie's just going to be freaking wild.
It's true. 5 for me would probably be the Marvels.
That's fair. I mean, I understand anyone's reasoning for any of those.
And then
and we didn't even get to Love and Thunder. I'm excited for that, but it's just
there's so
I'm
many
still
to
waiting to
rank.
hear some stuff.
Yeah. Oh shit, dude, we forgot about Black Widow and Shang-Chi.
I think I stand by my top 5.
Damn. I mean, I might have to push Doctor Strange down and boost Black Widow up to 3rd. I'm still stoked to see Scarlett Johansson's finally solo movie.
Yeah, I'm excited for Shang-Chi and the Eternals. I love learning about new characters. So that's going to be really exciting. But like I said, I just need a little bit more. Just because with Shang-Chi and the Eternals, it's just the only thing holding me back from being more excited is I just don't know anything about them. And that's just on me, because I have the capabilities to learn about them. I've just not.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll
chosen
be seeing
to spend my time that way.
I get you, man. I'm sure we'll be seeing a full trailer for the Eternals sometime soon.
I sure hope so, because we're supposed to get it this year, aren't we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
As far as I know, I think they're still keeping with that.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Anyway.
All right, Caleb, let's hear your special secret Funko news. So secret, guys. It's so secret.
It's gonna be lame.
Don't say that.
No, it absolutely is. So my news is about a new line coming to Funko, and it's being called Funko Gold.
Okay.
Have you
I've
seen those figures?
No, I've never heard of this. Please explain.
Okay, so Funko Gold is Funko's newest vinyl line. It's not pop figures, and it's not the other bobbleheads that they have.
Okay.
It is.
Here, I'll pull up a picture
I
right
don't
now
even
so
know
I
how
can
to.
see.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just more lifelike figurines. They still have like a cartoony look about them, but it's just more realistic figurines, and they're just standing in like basic poses. But it's going to be their new premium vinyl line, and it just says like, so what they've released so far, they are focusing on musicians and athletes.
And from the looks of it, the
So-
only musician so far they've announced is the Notorious B.I.G.
Yeah. But they also have some NFL and NBA players. So I hope that this comes down to like Marvel level, where we can get some Marvel figures, because I love the look of these figures.
I do too. I'm actually really digging this.
Yeah, and so it's just no official release date's been announced yet, but they will be sold later this year, and they come in 2 different sizes as of right now. They have the 5-inch figures, which are just slightly taller than pop figures.
Okay.
I think most pop figures are 4 inches, maybe 4.5.
I have no idea. Let's find out.
Yeah, and then so those are going to be selling for $10, and then they have 12-inch figures that they're going to sell for at $25.
Yeah, you said 4 inches, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, 4 inches or about 10 centimeters.
Yeah. So these figures are really cool. I'm not really explaining them that well, but I mean, if you go on our social media, Instagram, just search @theallbros, you should be able to see a picture of the figures that are getting released.
Yes.
And just so you can see what I'm talking about a little bit better, or just look up Funko Gold.
Okay, I get what you're saying about like being excited for what they can do with Marvel. Dude, just because, like they're just so used to just standing in one place, imagine what they can do with horror characters.
Oh, that'd be insane.
Right? Oh.
I like
Excited.
the designs. I love like how, like I said, they're still cartoony, but not overly so. And I just love what they're doing. So
yeah, give me both.
This might, if the right characters, musicians, and other things come out from this might be a new line that I start working on.
I mean, I wish you luck. That's all I can say. I wish you luck.
Yeah. But so for me personally, it'd just be more country artists that I'm really into. Just like the older ones, like I'd really like Johnny Cash. Love to get Willie Nelson on there. Just other country singers like that. If they're just going to be focusing on music, then those are the 2 that I would consider buying.
Fair enough.
But yeah, if once they get into Marvel, then it's game on.
It's all hands on deck.
Yeah, that's going to be any and all that I can get my hands on. Marvel characters. I think I've explained it before. My Marvel collecting, I have limited myself to 1 per character, unless like the only time I've ever gotten multiples of a character is when they come in the Marvel Collector Core boxes. Or if Rose gives one up.
Yeah.
But yeah, I try to limit myself to one Marvel character. So, and then with Hulk, because Hulk is my favorite, I just collect anything and everything that's Hulk. But this line might change that. We'll just see if they get to Marvel. But yeah, anyway, that was my bit of news. So
No, that's actually, I didn't even know that they were doing that, so that's actually really cool.
yeah, they're Funko hasn't let me down, so I'm just hoping that they go the same route, because it's just like they're new. They're the new figures. I'm pretty sure they're gonna just like take off. But I'm excited. But anyway, that's all I got to say about them.
Well, all right. Unless you got anything else you want to say about Through the Wall, what do you say we jump into our main event of the evening?
Say let's do it.
All right. All right, so I want to make a correction here because Caleb, I done effed up. In every single post that I made about this film and just introducing it at the beginning of this episode, I called it just Nomad instead of Nomadland.
Oh, shit.
So, my bad. Apologies, guys. But anyway, before we jump into this breakdown of Nomadland, we asked a question on our social media, on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, if you, all you listeners out there, thought there were any snubs at this year's Oscars if you did actually watch it, which, from the numbers, barely anybody did. But Caleb, did we get any responses?
Yeah, we actually got a few.
Hell yeah.
So starting off on Twitter, we got a response from the Victims and Villains podcast at Victims and Villains. They sent us a gif from Promising Young Woman.
Oh yeah, that was snubbed. I mean, I've heard it's good. I haven't watched it yet, but
I haven't either, but we are going to be breaking that down later this month.
So, we'll see if we agree with you guys. I'm sure we will.
Yeah, I hear great things about that movie.
That's what I've heard as well.
So my expectations are going to be pretty high. Moving on over to Instagram, we did get a couple responses. Actually, a lot of responses. Well, kind of. A conversation was had.
I was going to say, wasn't it a comment thread?
Yeah. So, Untrained Eye got some people in on answering our question of the week. Untrained Eye tagged Failing Hollywood in our post, and we did get a couple responses from them. So the first one is from at Mikey Props. He says, "Don't get me started."
Fair enough, man. Fair enough.
Yeah. I'm trying to see. He put, "Nobody should have won Best Picture." Honestly, when was the last... Or, gosh, that was someone else. 1 second. Sorry, like I said, this was a thread. He says, "Don't get me started." He says, "Maybe I should have the All Bros on the awards show." And I'm like, absolutely. Like, we'll do it. But we have to watch all of the Oscar movies first.
We can do it. It will be done.
Yeah, so I was just like, okay, so what we talking? Best Picture nominees, particular category, and he's just like all the categories, and he's like, well, not the short. I'm assuming not the short films, but the rest of them. So I'm like, oh, yay!
Okay, what?
That's gonna be a lot of movies.
So including the foreign language ones as well.
I have no idea. I think I'm just gonna. I think I'm just gonna focus on like the ones with like best actor, best picture, actress.
Yeah.
Maybe the animation ones. We'll talk it out with them. And then we got another response from props_poppy or Freddie Foot. He said, nobody should have won Best Picture. Honestly, when was the last time you rewatched a Best Picture winner for a third time?
I mean, that's a good point. Hell, I can't. I mean, if La La Land would have actually won, then I could say that movie. But yeah, I got nothing.
Yeah, the only one that I can think of was Parasite. I've watched Parasite 3 times, but one of those times was with director commentary.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know if that technically counts.
I feel it counts.
And then the other time was to show someone, but they were like beyond not interested.
Well, that sucks.
Yeah. They're just like, oh, it's a lot of reading. And I'm like, yeah, it's a foreign film. Unless you speak Korean.
And if you do,
but
then
yeah, so it didn't...
why the hell are you just bringing this up to me now?
Yeah, so the director's commentary was like not that long ago. Maybe like 6 months after we watched or we did the breakdown. I was just like, I'm interested in this.
What I find funny... sorry, go.
No, you go ahead.
No, I find it funny that I still have only seen Parasite once, yet I bought the 4K release of it as well as the Criterion release of it. I own the movie twice.
Shit, man.
What? It's a good movie, even though I've only seen it once.
I'm not disagreeing, but that's a lot of money to put forth for one you haven't even seen more than once.
Yeah, but the Criterion looks so cool. Criterion's freaking get me, man. Like, why does Barnes & Noble have to do their yearly Criterion sale? Freaking assholes. That's all I'm gonna say.
But yeah, that's all the responses we got for that. So
nice. Some pretty good responses. Thank you, everybody. Appreciate you guys answering our question of the week. So before we jump into the plot of this film, Caleb, would you like to explain to our listeners how we break it down? I'll never say that again. Break down movies here on the All Bros podcast.
Way to use a crazy amount of excessive words.
I know, right? They were on my word of the day calendar.
So all right, so if you are new to our breakdown system, we have split movies into 8 different categories that we individually grade to come to a final All Bros letter grade. So the 8 categories that we score are story, writing, acting, character development, effects, music, costumes, and then we give it our own personal grade at the very end. So, with that being said, we are about to spoil the entire movie for you. So if you have not seen it and don't want spoilers, shut off now, skip.
Go watch it on Hulu, damn it.
Yeah. It's on Hulu. Like, come on. So Rose is about to read us a full synopsis of the movie. And yeah. So everyone prepare for reading with Rose.
Let's hope it goes better than the one with Mortal Kombat. Here we go. Alright. In 2011, Fern loses her job after the U.S. gypsum plant in Empire, Nevada shuts down. She worked there for years along with her husband who recently died. Fern decides to sell most of her belongings and purchases a van to live in and travel the country searching for work. She takes a seasonal job at an Amazon fulfillment center through the winter. Linda, a friend and coworker, invites Fern to visit a desert rendezvous in Arizona organized by Bob Wells, which provides a support system and community for fellow nomads. Fern initially declines but changes her mind as the weather turns cold and she struggles to find work in the area. There, Fern meets fellow nomads and learns basic survival and self-sufficiency skills for the road. When Fern's van blows a tire, she visits the van of a nearby nomad named Swanky to ask for a ride into town to buy a spare. Swanky chastises Fern for not being prepared and invites her to learn more road survival skills, and they become good friends. Swanky tells Fern about her cancer diagnosis and shortened life expectancy, and her plan to make good memories on the road rather than waste away in a hospital. They eventually part ways. Fern later takes a job as a camp host at the Cedar Pass campground in Badlands National Park, where she runs into Dave, another nomad she met and danced with back at the desert community. He is working temporarily at Badlands National Park, but when he falls ill with diverticulitis, I'm sure I butchered that, Fern visits him at the hospital where he has had emergency surgery. They later take restaurant jobs at Wall Drug in South Dakota. One night, Dave's son visits the restaurant looking for him, telling him that his wife is pregnant and asking him to meet his grandchild. He is hesitant, but Fern encourages him to go. Dave suggests that she come with him, but she declines. Fern takes a new job at a sugar beet processing plant, but her van breaks down and she cannot afford the repairs. Unable to borrow money, she visits her sister's family at their home in California. Her sister lends her the money. She questions why Fern was never around in their lives and why Fern stayed in Empire after her husband died, but she tells Fern she is brave to be so independent. Fern later visits Dave and his son's family, learning that Dave has decided to stay with them long term. He admits feelings for her and invites her to stay with him permanently in a guest house, but she decides to leave after only a few days, heading to the ocean. Fern returns to her seasonal Amazon job and later revisits the Arizona rendezvous. There she learns that Swanky has died, and she and the other nomads pay tribute to her life. Fern opens up to Bob about her loving relationship with her late husband while omitting any mention of her recent rejection of Dave, and he shares the story of his son's suicide. Bob espouses the view that goodbyes are not final in the nomad community, as its members always promise to see each other again down the road. Sometime later, Fern returns to the nearly abandoned town of Empire to dispose of the belongings she had been keeping in a storage unit. She visits the factory and the home she shared with her husband before returning to the road again. So I know Caleb had some problems with this story. But overall,
we had vastly different views on this.
So, do we want to say what we thought of the story first, or do we want to say our scores first, or see what our scores? Because I'm really scared, or I'm very interested.
You should be.
Oh shit!
I average. So Rose puts, like, for those of you that don't know, I put in my scores for the movie, and Rose puts in his scores for the movie, and we go off of the average. And Rose, you know, I have not told you what my scores were.
Nope.
I know what your scores are.
No,
because I'm the one
shit.
that puts it into the algorithm and everything. So the final score for Nomadland came to a 74.
That's for story, right?
That's for story.
Shit. Do I want to know what you personally put in for story?
I gave it a 58.
God damn. Holy shit.
Dude, it wasn't necessarily that, like, this is so difficult. The story, it felt like it kind of dragged on a little bit. But I was having such a difficult time finding the purpose. Like, why? Because I feel like with this movie, with every movie, why did this story need to be told? And I could not tell you for the life of me why this needed to be told.
I get that. I mean, I don't know if you knew this, if you saw it in the credits. Actually, I don't know if it said it in the credits, but this is based off a book.
Okay, so this movie does not make me want to read that book.
I don't know, the way that I look at this movie, and honestly, I feel that it definitely deserved to be made. It's kind of the people that once their life that they've lived for so long that they kind of never thought that would never end. They never, they maybe try to escape it, but they just decided they couldn't. And then that ended. They kind of don't know where to go. And so the fact that she becomes a nomad, kind of just traveling, trying to find her purpose, and especially with her being in her 60s, it's really hard for her to still even find work. And like she said, Social Security doesn't pay shit. I don't know. I felt that there was a purpose just seeing her, especially towards the end, when she finally realized that it's okay to let go. Don't always hold on to your past memories, because what was his name? Bob? Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, like Bob said, it's how did he explain about his son? Cause gosh, his monologue was so freaking good. Ah, shit. Gosh damn it. Wasn't it that kind of like how he says it's never a truly goodbye. It's just I'll see you down the road, even though they're they passed on to the other side. It's not going to be the last time you see them again.
Right.
I don't know, maybe
I understand that, but what threw me off is we're gonna see that person again. I understood all of that. It's just, why would she then go and throw out all of her husband's shit?
I think it's because she realized that that's just what's the word? Material possessions. I mean, yeah, they give you the memory of the person, but they're not the actual person. So considering that, when you leave this life, you can't take any of that with you. So I guess maybe they kind of just want you to just hold on to the spirit of your loved one. Don't hold on to material possessions of your loved one.
That's odd. This, I have no idea. I think I would have had a better time with this movie had we actually just been following along with the story of an actual nomad.
Okay.
But it was just I don't know. It was just, the pacing was just super slow. And like I said, I could not find a point to save my life. Like, yes, they have like neat little nuggets of fun, but this movie won Best Picture, right?
Yep. Yeah.
Why?
I think it is. After watching this movie, I can understand why. I feel it deserved it. But that's just me.
Dude, how you watched Parasite? How can you say that?
I don't know. Maybe it's just the kind of mindset I went into it, because I've seen this even with family members. This kind of situation that they lose their job, they literally don't have anything left. All they have is literally their vehicle, and they kind of just gotta make do with what they've got. And just seeing her go through the struggles with that, like that one scene where she's just literally eating dinner in the parking lot, and then all of a sudden that one guy like scares her. He's like, "Oh, you can't sleep here, you can't park here," and she's like, "I'm moving." Just the tension that came from if she could stay at certain places or not. Just I don't know. For
That's
some,
just it. I didn't like. I would have understood that. It's just like I couldn't feel that tension.
I mean, I feel there were only certain. I think hell, there were only like one or two scenes that really happen, and I think that's just because for the most part she was staying in areas where nomads were allowed, I guess, because they had that whole big celebration thing. But at the same time, I get where you're coming from, because there's some scenes where she is in desert area that was not even near where they had that celebration, and yet no one comes around to say, "Oh, hey, you can't park there," even though like you see many vehicles pass by on the road.
Yeah. It was just like little issues like that just kind of like kept bringing it down for me. It was just like, okay, like if you want to just share with me the struggle, it didn't feel like, I don't know. It was odd that she was like, I understood like, okay, she's having a hard time finding work. But it didn't really feel like that. It felt like she went and tried one place, had a hard time, and then went to this place where she just said she didn't want to go. And then it was just like a consistent like thing through that, where she's just like, "Oh, I'm not sure I want to do that," and then she went and did it. It's just like, okay, like it would have made more sense had she just been like, "Oh yeah, let's do that," and then cut to that where she's doing it.
That's fair.
Because you're a nomad. You're basically a yes man.
It's true. It's very true.
Hey, want to go live in your van? Yeah. Why not? It's like, hey, we're all going to Arizona. Want to come?
Hell
like,
yeah.
How does that make sense? Oh, no, I'm just going to find a job here. Excuse you, all of the nomads are going to Arizona. Guess where you're going?
We're ride or die.
Yeah, it's just like little shit like that. Like I understand like the nomad lifestyle. Like it's just like solid. Like I want to say solidarity, but that doesn't seem like the right word. Is that the right word? Not solidarity. That feels like it's more of like a group thing. It's just a nomad land. I would have focused more on like what the event was that they had, and shown like, I don't know, like I think I would have gone more. I wouldn't have started like in the middle of her story. Like it felt like she had been doing this for years, and it's just I would have liked to see what happened to her before then.
That's fair.
Like show the struggle of like, oh, Social Security doesn't like pay me well. I lost my job at this place. My husband died, and then just show what leads her to that lifestyle, and then show the struggle she has living that lifestyle. And then, like, eventually... And then, like, the ending would have made 1,000,000,000 times more sense, where it's just, like, that's, like, an anchor. That's what's tying her to this... to the people, and she just needs to give it up.
Yeah. And
then once she does, then she can, like, continue on living that nomadic lifestyle. It's just... like... And we'll get into it, because I graded a lot of the other categories really low. It's just... the storytelling could have been better. And it fell off so freaking hard for me. So hard.
No, I can understand.
It just got to a point where I'm like, okay, like, I was in the middle of the movie. I'm like, okay, what is the point?
No, that's fair. I get that. I don't know what it is, but I don't know. From the minute it started, I was hooked up with this movie. It had my full attention.
It had my attention too. Like, it wasn't like I couldn't focus on it.
No, yeah, I get
it's
it.
just it's told interesting enough to keep my attention, but it's just, like I said, in the middle of it, I started, like, having to, like, think about it. I'm like, okay, like, I'm getting so enveloped in this. What's the point? Like, I was trying to. I kind of went into it halfway and started to watch it a little bit more critiqueful, and I'm like, okay, there's no point to this so far. Like, what's the end goal? Like, that was, like, what I was trying to look for. Just, what's the end goal for her?
Yeah.
Like, what is she struggling with? And it didn't seem like she was struggling with anything other than, like, being cold at night occasionally, finding places to park, like you said. But, again, it was just 1 or 2 times where that happened.
Yeah. And then
finding a job.
Yeah. And then she only had, like, 2 car repairs throughout the whole movie?
Yeah, like, that should have been a much bigger issue.
True.
So, it's just, like, little things like that. I would expect a little bit more.
That's fair. I understand that.
So, that's ultimately why I ended up giving it as low as I did. I wasn't trying to be an asshole to this movie. It's just... I don't know. I just didn't... I feel like there's a lot of, like, reflective things that you have to go into it with, like, come out. And for me, I'm not really good at that reflective stuff.
Okay.
And be like, oh, this is the struggles. And it's just... I think Scott and Sarah kind of said it better. It's just like, just show us. Like, don't tell us. And it's just, I think they did a little too much showing of stuff that, like, it was just constant, like, the same thing.
No, it's, yeah, I can get that.
Yeah. So like I said, story ended up getting a 74. Which, I mean, I think either of us could disagree with, but it's in the middle, so.
I'll take it. I'll take it. Oh, man.
Alright, next up we got writing. And this was another one where we differed really heavily. Not as bad, though.
Okay.
So writing ended up scoring a 76.
Okay.
So you were once again sitting at 90. I gave it a 62. I did like the writing a little bit more than the story.
Okay.
But there were some issues I had with it overall.
What were your biggest issues?
Just some of the weird shit that she did.
Okay, example. Or explain.
Okay, when she went to that national park, I forget which one it is. But with all, it looked like Goblin Valley, kind of.
It did, yeah, it did.
I don't think it was Goblin Valley, but it looked like Goblin Valley. The way that she was just kind of in this group of tourists, and then she just, like, ran away. And then she was walking around. walking around and everything, and then she just like sees I think what was his name, Dave.
Yeah, Dave.
Yeah, she sees Dave, and he's just like, "Hey, did you find anything cool?" And she's just like, "Rocks." No shit. The place is full of them.
You don't say.
Yeah, and I understand that, like, with this, that they went... This is where I feel like they could have done a little, like, following the life of an actual nomad. Like...
Well, I mean, the book actually might have been written on a real nomad.
Yeah, and that would have been, like... That intrigues me. Like, knowing that it's an actual nomad. This was just someone playing a nomad, and it's just, like, the lines kind of fell off. I think they went, like, an overly too realistic route, and I think this would have done better as a documentary.
That's fair. I can agree with that. This definitely would have done better if it was shot documentary style.
Yeah, so... I don't know. Issues all around. Just, like, different lines like that. It's just, like, is she playing around? Because I don't feel like she laughed very much.
No, I mean, but whenever Fern did honestly, like, smile, it got a little smile out of me. It made me happy that she was actually finally starting to see some happiness in her life. Because that lady was been through the frickin' ringer. Like, god damn.
Yeah. Like, okay, when they were at the fulfillment center for Amazon, all of the, like, everyone felt like they were, like, real people, not actors.
They did.
And like I said, that's where I feel this movie would have shined as a documentary. Then it's like, oh, you can interview these people that are living this nomadic lifestyle, and you can, like, interview, like, you could be talking to these people, get their stories, and all this stuff, and it's just like, you have this weird line of someone just being like, oh, this is my favorite tattoo, and I'm like, you never see her again.
You know, honestly, when they showed the whole Amazon thing, I don't know why, but for some reason, I'm just like, she's getting fired, isn't she? She's getting fired, and
that's what I thought.
When that was happening, I'm like, there's no way that Amazon was okay with them showcasing their business if they're gonna fire her. That doesn't make sense, but they didn't. So
yeah, that was another thing. We just kind of had to assume whatever the hell was going on in her life.
it's true. It's very true.
Like, we didn't get to see anything that happened in her life.
Did get to see, wasn't it when those cause she was at like a sports shop, and I want to say like one of her neighbors had come by. Didn't she say that she was actually like a teacher to her two kids?
A tutor.
Oh, tutor. Oh, I thought you said teacher.
Yeah. I mean, I guess, but that still didn't give us, like, anything. Like,
fair. I mean, we got to
even remember. Did they even talk about her husband?
They did not. The only family member that we really got to know a good amount of was her sister when she was staying with her.
Yeah, and that's, like, at the ass end of the movie.
This is true. This is very true.
Yeah, it's so difficult.
I think maybe the reason why they wanted to not really talk about the husband that much is because he was deceased, and they kind of want to just be like, hey, we don't want it to be like, hey, you know, Fern lost her husband, and, you know, this is how it happened, yada, yada, yada. This is how special he was to her. And they do touch upon that a little bit with the ring and, you know, other stuff, but I feel they didn't want to take any spotlight away from Fern. They definitely wanted to make sure that this was her story. They wanted you to understand that, hey, you know, like, this is what has happened in her life, but it doesn't control her life. It's not, you know.
Right. But it's just like, I feel like that's a realization that she could have had if we would have seen this from the true beginning.
That is fair. That is fair.
Like, I feel like you could have done so much with that story of her husband dying and staying, like, show what leads to her living in the van, and show, like, that realization of, like, oh, it's not goodbye, it's we'll see you down the road.
Yeah.
Like, you could have done so much with that. Like, show her grief, and shown that, like, that's the one aspect of living the nomadic lifestyle that she struggles with, is letting go of her ties. And so show her moving on from her husband, show her moving on from her material possessions. Like, show us all of this stuff that goes into being a nomad, and it's just like, instead we got this.
Okay.
It's like, okay, she's already done most of that. Like, it's like, when she gave up the rest of her stuff out of that storage bin, it wasn't a big deal. Like, I was just like, oh yeah, I guess she has that.
Yeah, that's fair.
Or when she went to the house, I'm like, oh, is that her house?
I mean, I hope it was her house.
Yeah, kind of, right? So it's like, okay, was that her house? Like, is that, like, what's the deal with that place? And
Can we also talk? Okay, really quickly. I mean, I know the town's abandoned. Well, yeah, isn't the town abandoned?
I don't think so. I just think it's a super small town.
Okay. Okay, if we're talking about that, why the hell was the door just unlocked?
Well, did she not have keys?
No, she just opened the door.
Oh, that's sketchy.
Yeah, right? Yeah, she just turned the handle.
Okay.
Okay, in your opinion, did you want Dave and Fern to end up together?
No.
How come?
I think the friendship the friendship aspect was really good, but I don't think I wanted them to end up together in a romantic sense because of the stories in their lives.
Yeah, that's
Like,
fair.
like, with Fern, like, just losing her husband, I think I could have done with, like, a hookup, but I don't think I would have been cool with, like, a relationship.
I love that. I could have done with a hookup, but nothing
Yeah,
forward.
I think I could have let that slide story wise,
Okay.
but it's just, I don't know. I think it would have made sense for the story. It's like, oh, she finally moved on from her husband, but once again, like, they chose two very different paths. She
It's
wanted
true.
to continue her nomadic lifestyle, didn't want to be tied down to anywhere. Apparently, she still had struggles staying in a room.
Yeah, that was interesting. I mean, I appreciate that touch, though. That was a very interesting touch.
Yeah. And yeah, I just don't think it would have made sense. I think they were headed down two very different paths.
Yeah, you got a point there.
Yeah. It's just, I would have liked a little bit more backstory on Fern. Just, like, a little bit more. Because it seemed like she was a very independent person. Like, she went out and lived her life as soon as she possibly could.
Yeah.
And it's just cool. Like, we'll get into this in character development. I'm about to go off a really long tangent. But overall, so writing scored a 76 between us. I ended up giving it a 62.
Oh, I love it.
Just because I just didn't like how it, like, just, it was awkward writing. Not even, it was just not a lot of writing either. And I think there were some things that made Fern feel very awkward. And just not too realistic. Like, I believed all the rest of the nomads. Like, I loved what stories we got from them. They felt very real. But Fern was a bit of a hard sell. And it wasn't necessarily the performance, which we'll get into. It was definitely, for me, her writing. It felt just different from everyone else's.
Fair enough.
But moving on to writing or acting, sorry. We were still a bit off, but closer. So this ended up scoring an 86 between us.
Okay. That's way better. I like it.
Yeah, me being on the lower end, I was sitting
Shocker.
at an 80, and you were at a 92.
Shit.
Yeah. So the only one I ended up scoring was Frances McDormand.
Oh yeah, I feel that's really the only performance you can. I mean, the others do a great job, but I feel that their roles are so limited, so small, that there's really not a lot that you can grade them on.
Yeah. She felt good. She felt like a good, like I don't know, like a solid character. It's just, like I said, there were some awkward moments with her.
Mm-hmm.
Very awkward moments. And I don't even necessarily fully blame her for any of that. Like when she ran off, like I said, I gave that like I made that a writing issue. Just be like, because that felt very like, I don't know.
I guess I gotta
run
do this
away
now.
Yeah. It's just, I think any issues that I did have with her acting were due to either the story or the writing.
That's fair.
And unfortunately, that just brought her performance down for me. I still think she did an amazing job.
Yeah. Okay, so do you think that she deserved Best Actress?
Absolutely not.
Damn.
Not from what else I've seen. Like, I'm honestly, I'm comparing this to previous Oscar wins. She is not on the same level as some of those other actresses in what they did.
Who else was not? Because on the way I look at it, I mean, it's a different kind of role than what those other actresses were in, so that's kind of what I'm judging it off of.
Right, but it's just like it was just very bland.
See, and I think that's just what made it so special is that, yeah, it was really bland, but I think that was kind of the point, that when you're kind of in this situation, even though when you choose to be a nomad, but when it comes to, sleeping in your van, all that stuff, life is kind of shitty. And so you can understand why that she's not all like happy-gory, I'm so happy.
I wouldn't even expect that. Well, that's another thing. She chose that lifestyle.
True.
Everyone else seemed very happy about it. Seemed like they were very fun. It was just her. That she just felt very just like going with the flow. She had like jokes and stuff. She would laugh occasionally, but I don't know. Like, I feel like if I chose to live that lifestyle, which I could easily see myself doing something like that. Not like to the extent of living in a van. I'd probably get something a little bit nicer. But I mean, I could see myself doing something like that. But if I did, I would be happy about it in any way, shape, or form that I could be. It's just like, hey, I can go fishing whenever I want. I can, like, I mean, for me personally, I'd bring like my little wood shop with me. I was telling Brielle, I'm like, this is very close to a lifestyle that I would live if we became empty, like when we become empty nesters.
Fair enough.
Like if our kids left, if I had enough of a business that could, because any business that I create, it's going to be one that I can be anywhere I want to be. I'm not going to be limited to location. In my ideal world, once we're empty nesters, I'm not going to want to rely on being in one area. Like, I want my kids to be able to go off, feel like they can go and do whatever they want, follow their passions, their dreams, and while they're out living their life, I would want to live like mine. And if I have a business, like I said, I'm not going to be limited to one area. I want to be able to have it so I can go anywhere. I can be anywhere. I don't have to restrict myself to one location or another. Which, I mean, it works and it doesn't in some instances. But I would be happy with that nomadic lifestyle. Like I told Brielle, if anything happens to her, as soon as the kids are old enough to like fend for themselves, and I feel like they're I'm confident enough in them to take care of themselves and be self-sufficient and do whatever they need to do. I told her, I'm going on the road.
Respect.
And that'd be something I'd be happy doing. I don't think I'd be, for lack of a better term, I'd be a stick in the mud.
I love how you
Which,
say
I mean, that's kind of what Fern felt like occasionally.
Yeah.
And like I said, I don't think that's Frances McDormand's fault. I think that's a lot of that was a writing issue. But I did think she did a really solid job. Not like over the top fantastic, but not like god awful either.
I love the way you say that. Oh man. It's not like amazing, but it's not god awful either.
Like,
oh shit!
I could understand the reasoning behind her winning Best Actress, kind of. Right now I haven't seen any of the other Oscar winners.
Fair.
But I have a feeling in my gut that this is going to be a really hard sell.
I feel I'm like the complete opposite. I feel she deserved this win, and I'm so glad she won, and she was terrific in this movie. I loved her.
Well, that just shows in our vastly different acting scores.
Yep. Sure does.
Yeah, but averaging that out came to an 86.
That's not bad.
Yeah. Next up, we got character development.
Oh, God.
This isn't the most drastic difference of opinion.
Okay, so at least there's that.
Yeah. So, I ended up giving this a 67. You gave it an 85.
Okay.
And that averages us out to a 76.
Okay, not bad.
Yeah. So, explain to me why you think this was this character development was good.
Okay, I'll give you this. The reason why it's not like in the 90s for me, the reason why I did dock it a little bit is because the whole when she like her and Dave are talking at that one when they're at his son's place. And he's just like, like, hey, I'm staying in this guest house. You could stay here forever or stay with me, whatever. And then all of a sudden it cuts to the next scene and she's sneaking out of the house. Like, not anyone, everyone's asleep, nothing. So, like, the fact that she literally says nothing to Dave, or at least this is what I'm assuming. She says nothing to Dave, doesn't tell anybody that she's leaving. I feel the way that her character was being built up of like her dealing with being a nomad, just like trying to build some relationships with some of these people, and then to see her kind of ruin her relationship with Dave brought it down for me. But then towards the end when she starts when she's talking to Bob about moving on from what you have dealt with your loved one's passing, seeing her let go of her husband's material things, and just continuing her life as a nomad on the road. I feel for me it's a good character arc. It's not great, but for me I did enjoy it. I think that she did grow by the end, or as much as the way that she is set up, she could grow. But just that whole scene of her just basically saying, "Hey, I can't live with you, Dave. Sorry, we can't be together. I don't feel that way. Peace." I thought that kind of ruined her character.
Ugh, I am so vastly different. I didn't think she had any character development whatsoever.
Damn.
Not any that mattered. Anyway, like I gave some points because she gave up her husband's possessions. Okay. And I don't know, kind of went back to deal with the house, but the sister kind of was the nail in the coffin for me, because I already wasn't like super impressed with her as a character, but the sister explained it. She's just like, you've always been like a free spirit, you've never wanted to restrict yourself to one area. You've always wanted to go out. You've never wanted anyone holding you back. You've never wanted this. You never wanted that. Guess what? She's still that way.
This is true.
Like, the only difference is now she doesn't have her husband's stuff.
Yeah, true. I think it's more now she doesn't have to pay a storage fee anymore.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like, I have a really hard time feeling like she had any growth whatsoever. Like, I feel like she had more growth taking care of her car than she had as a character.
Oh, adding all those additions?
Yeah. Like, what even was that addition?
You got me.
It was just something to cover a flap. Like, what? It's just like odd. It's just so odd. And I don't know. I had so many issues with it. It's just, she was an intriguing character. I'll say that. She is a very interesting character to follow, to like see how she handles different things, but I think that's just how I am. I love learning about people and like why they do things and blah blah blah. And that's what this was. It's just like, oh, I was learning why she's doing things, but I didn't really see any real growth from her.
Yeah.
In this. Like, I would have liked to see her struggle with the loss of her husband, maybe struggle with the loss of letting go, or the struggling with letting go, struggling with maybe the nomadic lifestyle. Maybe she starts questioning herself. Maybe this isn't for me. I would have liked to see a lot more struggle than what we got, because ultimately, beginning and end, to me, there was no difference other than what she had possession of. And the only difference between that, she just didn't have her husband's shit.
I can definitely understand where you're coming from.
Yeah, so I was a little lower than you on there. But character development ended up averaging out to a 76.
Not bad.
Yeah. All right, next up we got effects, and this one we were pretty tied on. You were a little bit higher, sitting at 90. I was down at 87, so that averages us out to an 88.5.
Okay. I mean, I literally just created this on how the van looked and didn't we say we were grading this like on the cinematography when it came to like if there were any like actual effects?
Yeah, if there were like I kind of went the not the production. What am I trying to say? The locations.
Okay. Because, yeah, the
And
locations were very good.
Yeah, all of them felt very real.
Yeah.
I'm assuming most of them were.
I would hope so.
But yeah, I think all of them, they felt really good. They felt like real places that I could actually go and visit. The scale of this place was just incredible. Like, I loved the scenery that we got from this.
I did too. Honestly, I mean, I don't know if I could ever become a nomad, but I would love to attend one of those meetings.
Yeah, that'd be so cool. And it's just, like, I love the idea of just, like, the aspect of it that I really liked is just like, hey, I'm not using this stuff. And I need to clear up space so I can live more comfortably. Put it all in a pile and take what you need.
Yeah, that is awesome.
Like, I love that.
That is freaking great.
Like, it's so good. Like, I think that's just one of those things that stuck out. I'm just like, I love that. It's just a community pile of things that they don't need. Hey, maybe someone else needs this more than I do. Like the guy with the lighter. Like, she gave him a lighter because she didn't need it as much or as badly as he did.
Yeah.
Or that's what she felt. And then he returned the favor. He gave her back a lighter. Not like her lighter, obviously, but...
Man, that was a cool-ass lighter.
Like a lighter. Yeah. And it's just... I love little shit like that. Like, just helping each other out. Like, I think that's the aspect of the nomadic lifestyle that I would appreciate the most.
That's fair, same here.
But it's just, like you said, that sense of community. Like, it's be so much fun to be a part of that.
Exactly.
Like, attending those events would be a blast.
Yeah, absolutely.
But overall, like I said, I graded scenery more than anything else. And I loved the scenery.
It was beautiful. It really was.
All right, so like we said, that averaged us out to 88.5. Moving on over to music, we were pretty tied, we were tied there. We both gave it a 7.
I mean, nothing really stuck. There was one, I think it played at the beginning, and then it also played at the end when she's driving away down the road. I mean, I don't know the exact name of the track, but that one definitely stood out to me, but there weren't any, like, home runs for it. I mean, it's a decent soundtrack. It does its job.
Yeah, I can definitely agree with you there. It does its job. They didn't have any, at least not that often, they didn't have any music that played to, like, set the tone or anything. It was just mostly people singing or
That's
like
true.
the occasional radio station. And so I appreciated that. So I think that's what set it above a 6, was that a lot of the music was sung by the actors. So, like I said, I really liked it. Yeah, so music sitting at a 7. Moving on over to costumes. This one actually ended up scoring a 6, and that's because of me. And we round down.
You bitch. I'm just kidding.
I know. Yeah, so I wasn't super impressed with the costumes. Like, I think everyone looked fairly average. Nothing really stood out about, like, with anyone.
And I mean, I kind of base it off just, like, people wearing actual comfortable clothes. They weren't trying to impress anybody. Didn't matter if it was baggy or not. It kept you warm. It kept you comfortable when you were either sleeping or driving on the road. So that's how I graded the costumes.
Okay, I mean, I can understand that. Yeah, I was just, for me, it was, everything felt very appropriate for the situation. Like you said, when someone was cold, warm, meetings, all that fun stuff. But nothing like blew my mind. Obviously, just because this was like a realistic movie.
It's no Avengers
Or supposed to
Endgame
be.
when it comes
Yeah.
to costumes.
Yeah. All right, I think it's time to do final personal scores.
Shit. All right, who's first?
You pick.
I can go first if you want me to.
Okay.
Okay. So overall, I mean, as you can see from our scores, I did like this movie a tad more than Caleb. It actually is probably like a little more than a tad. I don't know. But I really liked how the story was told with Fern discovering the nomad life, how she dealt with it, and all that fun stuff. Frances McDormand was incredible. I loved her acting so much. I thought this was a really good movie. I can understand why it won Best Picture, and I can understand why Frances McDormand won for Best Actress. So I am going to go. I'm going 87.
Honestly, so this being my personal grade, all of the scores up until now have been my my critiqueful scores.
Okay.
But I actually, like you, I enjoyed this movie. I'm actually not far off from where you're sitting.
Oh, awesome.
I think I'm sitting at an 85.
I like it.
But I had fun with this movie. Like, there's a lot that you can pull from it. I feel
It's true.
a lot of messages that you can take. But just being a critic about it, it's not perfect in any way, shape, or form.
I mean, most movies aren't. Let's face it.
No. And you're going to have issues like that with a lot of movies. But with my personal score, it's just how watchable is it? And it keeps your attention if you don't get bored super easy. I think this isn't one that I'm going to revisit anytime soon, but I think the story is probably going to stick with me for a really long time.
That's all. No, I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah, like I'm glad now that if someone brings up Nomadland, that
Just like,
I'm
hey,
going to
I've
be
seen
able to
that.
say, "Oh, I've seen that." Yeah, exactly. But like I said, it's just lacking. Critiquefully, it is lacking in some areas.
Fair enough.
But as a whole, it does its job. It keeps you entertained enough. But like it lacks, it's just the details. Like you can pick this movie apart all freaking day long, like I have. But in the end, it's a movie and it's worth watching. So I appreciate this movie for what it is. All right, but that brings us to our final average, and so we are sitting at an 86. So that makes the final All Bros letter grade for Nomadland a B-.
Not bad.
Not bad at all.
I like it.
So So also, this is another behind the scenes thing. I don't know our personal scores beforehand, or I try not to know our personal scores beforehand, if I can help it. But so it's fun. Like I try to save that one because, like with this movie was sitting at a C+ for a majority of our breakdown.
Oh.
But as soon as we got into the personal grade, it jumped up to a B-, and I love when that happens. Or if it does like the opposite.
Yeah.
But yeah, so sitting at a B-, it is sitting at an 80.18%.
Not too shabby.
Yeah, not too bad at all. So comparing this to, so this is definitely on the weaker side because the cutoff for a B- is an 80%. So it's 0.19% away from being a C+.
Yeah, I barely made the cut.
Yeah. But let's see if it has a good home. So 80.18. That makes it 2% lower than Umbra, the short film that we broke down last month. Makes it 1% lower than The War with Grandpa.
Okay.
Oh, and everything I'm listing off right now are other B- movies. Let's see, it is 2% lower than Mulan, the remake.
I'm sure that makes people happy.
Yeah, it is 1% lower than Holiday in Handcuffs.
Huh.
It is 0.8% lower than the Banana Splits movie.
Wow. I didn't think it'd be lower than that one. Like, damn.
It is 1% lower than Late Night.
Okay.
2% lower than The Hunt. 1% lower than Deadpool 2. 2% lower than The Greatest Showman.
Wow.
1% lower than Birds of Prey.
Okay.
1% lower than It Chapter 2.
Damn.
And 2% lower than Magnificent 7. 2% lower than Let's Be Cops. And 1% lower than Rogue One.
Damn.
Yeah. But honestly, I don't disagree. But
I disagree with some, but no, I get you.
I know, but which makes sense because you were nicer to this movie than I was.
I mean, but my personal score was in like the B+ range, so I can't really be that mad.
Yeah. Yeah, yours. Your personal score, was in the B+ range. Mine was in the B range, and so it's like giving it an 86 is just like right on that line of being a B+.
Okay.
So I am personally not unhappy with this score. Like we said, it's a good movie.
Yeah.
It's just
I'm
critique,
all right with
like
this score.
on my end at least.
Yeah.
Critiquefully, it's not that great.
Oh man. All right, so I would say that concludes our breakdown of Nomadland, as well as this latest episode of the All Bros podcast. If you like what you guys heard, be sure to subscribe to us. We are basically anywhere you go to find a podcast. We are on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, RadioPublic, Radio.com, Spotify, and more. If you can't find us, you're going somewhere wrong. So don't blame us. It's your fault. That's so mean. You can also catch all of our episodes on YouTube, as well as some bonus episodes when we actually make them. I don't know if Caleb's got anything coming out, but I am working on some new hunting videos now that we're actually starting to get new movies coming out. So expect some hunting videos in the coming weeks. So I'm really excited about that. I'm gonna be probably making a hunting video for Shrek and Saw on 4K. So this coming week. So excited about that.
And I'm going to attempt and do some stuff. It's just a matter of putting everything together. But I think once I'm in my own place and feel a bit more comfortable working
I get that.
in here, because right now it's like super cramped and. But yeah, I'm working on some stuff. Stuff's coming down the line.
Also, really quickly, if you guys haven't checked out the All Bros Workshop, it's managed completely by Caleb because it's literally all Caleb.
Oh boy.
I'm sorry, I got to bring this up because some of the stuff Caleb posts, actually all the stuff Caleb posts, it's incredible. You guys got to check out his Avengers wood art that he just did. Did an amazing job. So, guys, go check that out. The All Bros Workshop. Is it just at the All Bros Workshop?
Yep.
Okay. Hey man, when I do these sign-offs, better expect that I'm gonna add a couple twists and turns.
Jeez. I didn't think this all the way through.
All right. Be sure also to follow us on all of our social media. We're on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. We'll also be getting a TikTok and Snapchat. I'm totally kidding.
Actually,
oh shit!
I haven't. I actually did make a TikTok for the All Bros Workshop.
Gotta be shit. I love it. Oh, I love it. How many likes you got, or whatever the hell they're called?
Like our followers?
Yeah, followers. That's the word.
I don't know. Like, I think 9.
Hey, that's impressive. I feel it is.
Yeah, I mean, it's not impressive. It's not 0.
Exactly. You're stepping it up.
Yeah, that could be the mantra of this podcast. Well, it's not 0.
Exactly. If you would like to direct message us with any episode ideas you have, if you want to answer our questions of the week, or if you would like to join us on any of our episodes, be sure to reach out to us on our social medias, or you can email us at on our website, which is tinyurl.com/theallbros. And I'm like really butchering this so far because Caleb always says like right after that, we're what do you say? We're happy to hear from you guys, right?
I don't know. You're handling this.
Kind of butchering already, guys. Sorry.
You do need to tell people where our social media is, though.
That I do need to do that. Sorry, guys. So if you
He's learning.
Yeah, I am learning. So if you want to check us out on Facebook, we're at facebook.com/theallbros. And then on Twitter and Instagram, we are at the Allbros. If you want to email us, it is theallbroschannel@gmail.com. And then, like I said earlier, our website is tinyurl.com/theallbros. Also, go buy our merch, even though, unfortunately, Caleb hasn't been able to add any new designs, but he will be soon. It's just the internet is kind of shit. It is shitty over there. And I feel for the guy.
Yeah.
But if you
guys, how about this? If you guys want a shirt or anything, hit us up. If there's a design of ours that isn't on TeePublic, because that's where it's at.
Yeah.
If there's a design of ours, like a more recent one that you really like, that you want a shirt of, or a hoodie or whatever, hit us up. I will personally make you one. I can't upload everything because I need to do like a mass upload, and I have to use my phone as a hotspot, and my phone like has a conniption fit anytime I try doing a mass upload. But I can do individual
it's 'cause
uploads.
it's a Samsung. What?
No, screw you, man. But yeah, so if you want like a personalized anything, hoodie, shirt, long sleeve shirt, I mean, hell, I freaking made a toddler shirt for the editor.
It's so freaking adorable.
Yeah,
Like,
so
oh my
I can
gosh.
I can make anything for you guys. Just hit us up and I'll find, like, you can just Venmo me.
Yeah.
And I'll hook you guys up. And it'll be like as cheap as it possibly can come. Like, the only thing it's going to cost you, other than paying for it yourself, is a picture of you wearing it once it gets to where you're at.
Yeah.
Anyway, that was
Oh my God.
long-winded. Anyway, take it back. You can have this.
Well, thank you. So yeah, like you said, go check out our designs on TeePublic. Just search the All Bros channel and you'll be able to find them. All of our designs. Next week, Caleb, my memory is shit. What are we breaking down next week?
We'll be breaking down Tenet.
That's what it is. Yes, we'll be breaking down Tenet, which was another Oscar winner, one for Best Visual Effects at this past Oscars, and so we'll be putting that to the test, see if it deserved it, see if Christopher Nolan came out on top, or if it sucked. I was gonna say like The Dark Knight Rises, but I actually like The Dark Knight Rises. I think it gets too much hate, but anyway.
Oh, I absolutely agree.
Okay, good, thank you. Except for it does have the worst movie death ever with Talia al Ghul. Don't get me started with that.
Once again, absolutely correct.
All right. Anyway, until next week, be sure to do all that stuff. But yeah, till next week. This has been the All Bros podcast. I am Jonathan,
And I am not Cody.
What?
That's a little nugget. That's a that's a little nugget for Beth over at the Untrained Eye.
Okay, you got to tell me this story after we finish recording. Anyway, and this has been the All Bros podcast. See you guys next week. Bye.
Deuces.